just saying there's a little basin here, a pool. Of course, we're stagnating over here. See here. It's kind of dammed itself up. One could just about walk all the way across. Oh, what is that? Plastic or metal? I have to completely soak my feet here. I have to go ankle deep to cross. And there's the water in my shoes. So we'll head back over here. Lots of hoof indentations for sure. Bird feet. Start to get some bugs over here by the mud. Explore the prints here. These are birds, hoofs, paws, beavers maybe. Some of these, that's deer. Much farther, we're getting into quicksand. And I'd have to go knee deep to go there. There's a game trail up around there. I suppose if I came down that way, I could walk. Yeah, I can get there. Let's get through those trees. All that firewood. Can't do nothing about it. Now we got hoof prints. Well, I believe that's a deer. my gosh, look at them. That is ridiculously huge. These are way the hell too big. We don't need them. Loons. That's cool. You see a lot of those around here. Man, I'll tell you what, haven't had a beach like this right here for a while. This is pretty cool. This might actually might be able to cut some access up to there. You can see that we got sand here washing around. That washes up from around the other way. If I was to dig down into that, I could probably pan for gold within nooks and crannies and things too. Chunk of tiki torch. Thankfully, I've not seen signs of people like camping out or having bonfires on this beach, but I suppose it's technically legal. As you can see here, there's lots of activity. Some of these look like hoofs, and that might be that bum hoof deer, but you can see how broad that is there. That could just about be pigs. Most of them look like deer, though. Like I said, if it was pigs, there would be massive, massive damage all around. People's garden enclosures, and machine sheds would be getting tore open. Anyways, we moved here in summer 94, I believe, and this is about where the beach was, and I was able to go out here, and at the time didn't know anything about the farm chemicals and whatnot, and would just come out here and go swimming. What is this shit? Water-filled plastic bag. Somebody pooped in it or something, or ridiculous. So anyways, yeah, I used to swim this when I was in high school. And right there, in between those trees, that spot right there is that knob with the stack of old moldy cedars and my sister's old firing. And the hillside on the north end is right there. And then I believe my property line is right about there. And somewhere yonder past that curve, I believe one of the neighbors has a trail that leads down to the creek as well. trail up here. If I can get traction. Oh, see? Just like that. And I think I just put my hand in nettles. Oh yeah, there it goes. Burning fingers. Ugh. Good grief, man. I've not been up on this part for a while. Oh, I got them on both my hands. Oh, radical. So I changed my clothes. Okay, now this. Okay. Now this. Okay. Oh, look at that. Okay, now we're talking. That's Bobcat. Got this big old down tree root. Huge flat spot. That might almost be some den right next to the water. Lots of hiding spots under the fence. Okay. Oh, and there's fox up on the... Or no, that's coyote. Okay, so we got coyote there. That's Bobcat. They've scratched, they've shit all over the marking post. So this is the other message board here. See old beaver activity. Here. You can see that there's a little bump on my pinky. That's right. Hang on. There we goes. See little white spots on the edge of my finger. Those are the nettles. I am officially nettled. Got used to those though. Poison ivy around here too. Those are all nettles. Okay, so what do we got here? It not surprised me to find out that we actually have gray tree foxes around here too, but okay, so my old way down is still there. That's actually, I used to get down there where there's a gully now that kind of has been dug out underneath of the fence there. I used to be able to climb down there, but it's so washed out now I wouldn't even mess with it. But there's some way through over here, because this is geographically separated as far as a small area, small animals go. Like there's some burrow holes because of some of these gullies. That this is kind of like an isolated spot. And you can tell that there's a lot of traffic, and it's very high use if it's a multiple predator toilet and message board. Oh gosh, look at those freaking enormous trees. Seriously, penis envy. Look at that. Tell you what, folks, you PayPal me $10, you get to watch me touch that tree. I'm joking. Over. Oh, the scissor leg. There we go. Fun times. Back on my land. See, there's a trail kind of beaten through here. And definitely a direct path has been hewed through here. Oh. Lots of thorns. Lots of game trails. See that big old sycamore collapsed. You can see this shit here going on. Lots of thorns, creepers, woodfall, nettles, poisons. Okay, my old trail runs over here. The harmless plants. Alright, so yeah, check it out. This big bad mama fell a while ago. I would guess that most of the inside of that is hollowed out. You can see there's a little concrete culvert to help control where the water goes. There's probably fox den around under here too. Like I said, maybe even some gray tree foxes. We could have both kinds of fox. That'd be pretty sweet. Okay. There's a little old fire ring. The moldy cedars. Eventually to be cut down white oak firewood that's seasoning on the log in the air. These trails. And up here things are changing because that's where I entered the game trail. There's lots of cut through that's being formed, split off, run through, and lots of trees here that I've cut down. They were all dead. These are the ash trees. Ugh. All of these guys that are down, eventually some more harvest off of this. This one's gonna die soon, I think. All those logs, all these dead trees. And you can see there's one more, two more, at least, to be cut down, drug out, logged. And as you can see, I got more branches and limbs and logs here too. I'm going to be working on firewood all the way through, probably all the way through the frost at least, bit by bit, because it's heavy work. My cart's got a bad tire. I might eventually get that fixed. You can see that pile grew. That pile actually has shrunk a little bit. Trigger discipline. So I've been looking at this, and I think this might be black walnut. I'm not sure. That's kind of what I'm thinking. If so, it's not as good as the oak that I thought it might be, but it'd be good for starting fires. Most of this is oak and elm, and that ash burn's really good too. So if I can get all those logs, which are all already dead and dried out, get them cut, get them sectioned, get them stood out, burn some fires around them, let the sun hit it. All the ones that are on the stack and all the logs that are laying on the ground that have yet to be segmented over that way are going to be split on this thing and stacked right here, I believe. And they'll have enough time to dry out pretty well. And I've got I would think between all of this, all of that, which this shrinking of that pile, this entire amount of firewood here, came off of the like 7 or 8 logs I could fit in that cart. So it expands when you quarter it, and quarters burn pretty good. Those are some big logs. So yeah, between all of that and how big around those are, those can be quartered, if not more, most of them. The ones down in the woods that still need brought up and cut. And these, I'm going to get well through the winter into the spring before I even run short on loggage. And in the meantime, I've got that other big one that's over in there of the walnut to cut, and that oak down in the woods. And somewhere around here, I think I'm probably going to find an oak close to the top of the hill and maybe bring that down, let it sit for a couple years. Meantime, I've got the walnuts and locusts over on the other side of the driveway, some of which are also going to be usable eventually. Some of them are growing pretty quick. These box elder trees may come down eventually too. They've got a lot of wood on them, and I've got a couple other ones over that way that it's maple. It's not the best, but if I can get it dried out and seasoned well, it'll burn good. Mulberry burns amazingly, so I've got some, I'm gonna go have to trim out some mulberries eventually too, and keep some of that. But anyways, yeah, so right now we're coming up on the end of summer. What I'm looking at is my fall into winter firewood situation. Got to figure out some kind of maybe snowdrift fence idea to keep the driveway from getting too snowy. I do have a bunch of snow fence. I just have to find the fence posts. Maybe this year I can actually afford to do it. But I'm basically going to try and use drift fencing to keep the worst of the snow back off the driveway, because otherwise, if my four-wheel drive isn't fixed by the winter time, I will have to park all the way up there like I did last year. Y'all remember that if you've seen the older videos. And also, this weird-ass corn. So this one's had it eaten. It's got bugs in it. It's not going to be edible. This one looks like something got in, but I don't know. We'll see. We got one growing out from in the middle of this, like a weirdo. We got one growing here, which means maybe more. These guys are fatting up. We might have some come out of here. Somehow I got all this volunteer corn growing next to my driveway, and it's making ears. That's pretty cool. This is where my surprise lilies were at. This is they. And these are my surprise orchids. Ooh. What we got here? Dried husk of old orchid blossom, hidden behind the door. Oh. So I have no idea when this is going to get uploaded. Maybe partly overnight or something. I got the next 2 days off. We'll try and get her done. If not, this will just wait to be a special segment on Friday. But yeah, you can see I got this stuff here. This is a lot of the small tops. This stuff here I still have to get. This is a lot of like medium trunk, thick hardwood. Like I said, you get it cut into quarters or better, sixths in some cases, and we'll be able to have an ample abundance of firewood. Ooh, it's yellow mulberry leaves. Just got a few minutes left here on this video, and I'm not going to do another one. I'm going to call this good, but in the meantime, I'm just going to use the time to capture some